Saturday. And this view. Beautiful. So this weekend, Brendan and I are actually going to go on a little adventure ourselves. We are going to go an hour or so that way, and we're going to go to Herefordshire, where we're also going to stay in the city of Hereford. This is going to be the start of something new. I am, for the very first time, going to camp in that. Now, the last time I did it, it didn't go very well, and it didn't go well the second time. However, this is only the start, and this is only a temporary sort of setup that I've got tonight, which I know for a fact it isn't going to go that well. But I hope you guys are going to stick around for the adventure. And yeah, this is the first time I am officially car camping. One thing I would like to point out on most of our shoots, this is kind of a bit behind the scenes for you. I'm usually on time about 99.9% of the time. There's only like 0.0.1 of the times I'm actually late. We were supposed to meet, Brendan and I were supposed to meet here at about 11:30. It's now 25 to 12, and literally he's nowhere to be seen. I told you you'd be late. Told you you'd be late. I told you, viewers, I told you you'd be late.
There are plenty of places to explore in Hereford, but to me the one place I've always wanted to go and see was Hereford Cathedral. This beautiful English Gothic architectural building dates back to the 8th century, and through the Norman period all the way through to the present day it has seen a few alterations over the years.
One thing I haven't noticed, or have noticed now, it says a crypt. Every time I go into a church, for anybody that doesn't know on this channel, my brother died when he was 14, and I miss him like crazy every single day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pound for the church, for the cathedral. We ought to light this candle. I get to remember him. So now we are back at the camp. Brendan is going to do the cooking because I'm completely useless. So my job now is going to try and convert that into some way that I can actually get into bed for the night and actually have a decent night's sleep. Now, the last bit is a bit of a tall order for me because I haven't actually done any real camping as such for a long time. In fact, the last time I actually went any form of camping, if we can call it that, was when I used to go caravanning, which was a long time ago, and I'm pretty sure that's a bit of a cheat to actually call it camping. But I'm going to try my utmost to make what can only be described as a tip into kind of a more or less of more of a living quarter, shall we say. So that is the little setup that I've got tonight. It's only going to be for the first night. This is only a temporary setup because at the moment that ain't going to sleep me pretty well, but it will do for the first night. But on the whole, I think I've done alright. Can I just say, this is how a real car camper actually operates. This is one that can actually cook. Well, I can't cook.
Well, you do make a hot chocolate.
I make a smashing hot chocolate.
If it's instant Cadbury's.
And look, this is the thickness of cheese. So I can get it that we're going to be having. Look at the look at cheese.
Do you want some burger with that cheese?
Look at that, guys. That is absolutely ridiculous.
That's a slab.
It is a slab, isn't it?
So everybody, I would have a light on at this point. However, the one thing that I would say is that this is not quite the finished build. The first point is that it's got no window curtains, which I'm really quite annoyed about, really. This is my living accommodations for tonight. It's not going to be the most comfortable of car camps tonight. I've got a thermal sleeping bag. I've got my PJs here that I'm going to get comfortable into. I've also packed an extra blanket just in case. This is an inner liner which goes into the sleeping bag, and hopefully it will keep me warm for a long time. What I'm also going to probably try and end up doing is I'm going to also have to open the windows in a minute, so in that way a tiny bit of air kind of escapes the car and there's a fair bit of ventilation as it comes through. It's not going to be the best of sleeps in here, but I know that hopefully by doing this is only just the start. Hopefully I shall see you bright and early in the morning. It's now 6:30. So as you can see, I actually had a very different sleep to what I actually showed you most of the night. For starters, I did start sleeping to the side of the car, and that was fine. But then halfway through the night, I was getting cricks in my back, and I wasn't feeling I wasn't able to get to sleep. So what I ended up doing was I ended up dropping the back seat, which was not what I wanted to do just yet, because this was actually what the build was actually going to look like. So I started a bit prematurely. And the problem is with this car is that, like most cars that are fitted these days, they don't have a completely flat floor. So when the back seats are folded forward, there's like a little hump in between. But on the whole, it was an alright sleep. I would say that I've had worse. This is probably not the best, and it's definitely not the one that I'm going to look back on fondly as the first night in hopefully doing this. Hopefully the idea is for me to just be comfortable sleeping in the car, and then hopefully as you guys keep watching me and the channel grows, hopefully you might be able to see me do a lot more adventures, and hopefully I'll be sitting a bit more comfortable or sleeping a bit more comfortable. What I've also realised, there's a bit of a hack here, which is that if you drop your back seats down in a Vauxhall Astra, there's literally a bit where you can actually open your headrests, and you can actually perfectly balance your pillow on it. So I think what I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to start putting the car back into car mode. There we go, back into car mode. One thing I do need to do then is practically take down the curtain, which I have to say has been an absolute game changer. So what they do is that there's a little hook. I don't know whether or not you'll see it there, but there you go. There's a little hook that goes in, and it basically goes into your trim, and it just goes across. One thing I will say, since we have been on this little trip, is that there is quite a lot of activity around. It's so beautiful. Yeah, thank you everybody for joining me. If you did enjoy it and you do like this video and you want to see more of it, feel free to leave a like. Also subscribe if you're new, and yeah, feel free to put comments below if I could do any changes or any suggestions that you have. My car camper. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Take care and peace.